One of the biggest problems is laziness. And I want to talk about this because I think this has to do with everybody. Anyone who's on a spiritual journey, anyone who's on a financial journey, anyone who's trying to start a business or trying to start a family, anyone who's trying to be a parent, anyone who's trying to get in better shape, anyone who's trying to make it in music or be a good musician or be a good artist or whatever. This has to do with everybody. Laziness is the biggest problem humans have. And what I mean is, people will say they want something, but the only thing that's stopping them is them. Like, we all know that saying, that the only thing that's in your way is you. People really don't know what that means, though. What that means is, your laziness is the reason why. That's it. It's your laziness. It's not you. It's your laziness. It's not like somebody who's not in shape or somebody who wants to get in shape. The only thing stopping them is their laziness. And I know laziness is a harsh word, but that's another thing that's stopping people, is the inability to be able to handle reality. Like, if you're overweight, you just simply say, I'm overweight, and that's fine. I know what I need to do to get in shape. I gotta start going on hikes. I gotta start eating better. I gotta start working out. I gotta start taking care of myself. That's it. There's people in a spiritual practice. People in spiritual practices are just as lazy. Like, when I talk about hard work, I've talked about this in the past, about like with psychedelics, and I was like, real psychedelic journeying is hard work. And then people be like, what do you mean hard work? It's not hard. Like, I'm like, no, it is hard work to be able to trip enough to punch your ego the fuck out every time, but yet you still are willing to take that dose. You are terrified to smoke that DMT, but yet you still smoke it anyways. It's not easy. Like, it has not been easy to become the man that I am. I have made so many sacrifices. I ended up single. The girl left me. Yada, yada, yada. Like, there's a lot of shit that's happened. But it wasn't about the shit that's happened. Because I know what I'm doing, and I know why I'm doing it. I know my purpose. But when it comes to, okay, you know your purpose, but are you walking your purpose? Because if you're not walking it, it's probably laziness. We all know what we need to do. It's a matter of doing it. And listen, I'm all for being able to communicate and talk about problems and whatever. So, like, if you want to complain, that's great. If you want to whatever, that's great. I'm not someone that's going to sit here and say, you can't complain or you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. But what I am saying is, complaining is not going to fix your problem. It's not going to solve your situation. It's not going to change anything for you. What changes things is when you change things. What changes things is when you get up and move, when you get up and do something. Like, this whole thing about mental health, anxiety, depression, all this shit. Like, to me, it's like on some, like, I put the work in this past year, so it was common sense that, of course, I was going to heal myself by the end of it. I put the work in. Like, depression, anxiety, people are, like, stuck, and they wonder, like, if you're in a place you don't want to be in, like, for example, I'm out here. It's fucking cold, okay? It's fucking cold. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's fucking cold. If I came out here with my t-shirt only, trying to make this video, yeah, I could Wim Hof this shit, but, like, it's gonna make me uncomfortable. And, like, eventually I'm gonna sit here and say, I don't feel good. I don't feel like me. I don't feel okay. And it's like, duh, you don't feel okay. Put a coat on. And it reminds me of the Jordan Peterson thing when he said, like, clean your room. What he means is, like, it's the same shit I just said, but put the coat on. Like, you see the issue, fix it. It's cold outside, put a coat on. You're overweight, start going to the gym. Now, the main problem is people's opinions. Don't go to the gym because everyone says go, because everyone around you tells you to go to the gym. Because, like, that's the problem. Don't get a bunch of money because everyone around you says, that's what you got to do. Don't, because then that's what causes Anxiety, depression, people freaking out, people not feeling like themselves because they think they got to do what other humans are doing. They think they got to move the way other humans are moving. Or they think they have to stop moving when other humans stop moving. Like, they think they got to, like, it's laziness. Like, because people will look outside and think that they have to do what everyone else is doing outside. But it's the laziness, the lack of looking at themselves. Like, I know it's hard, and I know, I know, I get it. But you need to look in the mirror and look at yourself. And that's the hard work about it. Like, this is what I mean by laziness is a problem across all aspects of reality. You know, I just seen this neuroscientist talk about how there's this new technique of, like, how you, like, basically laying there with your eyes closed or, like, not meditating. Like, he was explaining how, you know, a lot of people don't like meditating because, like, you know, it's like a process. You know, you're supposed to, you know, you sit there, you observe your thoughts, you become the observer of your thoughts, you try to catch your thoughts, you try to do all this or whatever. So then there was this new technique where it's like, there's none of that. It's just you sit there with your eyes closed, kind of getting some mental rest, like not sleeping, but like getting some mental rest. And I was sitting there like, well, that is a form of meditation. But then it was like, man, that reinforced what the fuck I was about to make this video about. Laziness. People don't want to meditate because they're lazy. People don't heal because they're lazy. People don't whatever because they're lazy. It's simple. I live alone and I come outside. I meditate. I put the work in. I work on the things I want to do with my life. I needed to get in shape, so I started working out. I started, like, there's a lot of I's there, but, like, that's because I have to move because I'm the one that wants to move. Like, I'm the one that wants to get in shape. I'm the one that wants to do this. I'm the one that doesn't want to feel depressed. I'm the one that doesn't want anxiety. I'm the one that, like, so then you're the one that has to do something about it. You're not going to find some magical spiritual practice that's going to fix it because the spiritual practices all take fucking work. And the reason why the human species is all fucked up is because people don't want to put that fucking work in. People don't want to put in the work. They'd rather go to work and pay the bills and look like they're actually doing something instead of actually putting the fucking job down for a second, looking in the mirror and saying, who the fuck am I? How do I feel? Why do I feel this way? Why am I this way? Who the fuck? Like, everything is on you. Why are you you? Why are you not you? Or, like, if you don't feel like you, why? Why? It's people are mentally lazy, physically lazy, spiritually lazy, emotionally lazy, meditatively lazy. Like, you tell someone, here's how you meditate and this is how you control your mind. Like, the reason why meditation is a practice where it's like you sit there, you know, you have to learn how to first become the observer of your thoughts, to separate yourself from your thoughts, to learn how to control your thoughts, to learn that you are not the body, you are the thing that's observing the body, you are the thing that's observing the thoughts. But yes, that requires work because I'm telling you this, but you're not going to understand it unless you actually have had the experience of becoming the observer of your own thoughts. But if you don't know what that experience is like, they're just words to you. Just like if you don't know what it's actually like to get in shape, it's just words to you. Like, we got to turn these words into actions. We have to turn these words, we have to turn our knowings into doings. And I know it's not easy, but, like, the only reason why it's not easy is because you're worried about how other people look at you. You're worried about what other people think of you. You're worried about everything other than what you really should be worried about. Like, I don't know. Because worrying is a form of movement. When you worry about something, it's a form of moving. You're moving in your own mind, going back and forth, running around like a chicken with its head cut off in your own mind. When, if you wanted, you could begin the work. You could begin the mental workouts to learn how to control your mind. You could begin the physical workouts to learn how to control your body. You could begin whatever you want. Like, it's your life, your choice. You choose what you do every single day. Every day. In order to gain control of your mind, it takes a lot of work. In order to learn how to travel dimensions with psychedelics, it takes a lot of work. Like, in order to be able to handle the psychedelic experience, it takes a lot of work. to get rid of your anxiety, your depression, to get in shape, to get successful, to become happy, to become a man of value, to become anything. Like, it takes fucking work. Like, I didn't get good at making beats overnight. No, it took work my entire life. Like, I didn't get good at speaking overnight. It took work over like what, 1,000 videos that I've made? I don't even know at this point, but it's taken work. And people don't want to do the work, they want the results. That's why they're sitting there trying to jump over the fucking work into the results, but then when they get into the results, it crumbles out of their fucking hands. Everything falls apart. Or maybe they don't feel like they're fucking successful because they didn't do the work. If you do the work, by the time you get to the place, you're already going to feel like you're already there. Like, when you're in the middle of the work, you're like just in it, you know? Like, it's not a matter of trying to get to point A or point B or whatever, you're just being. And this is what we all need to be, is just, we need to be, but we need to figure out, what are we trying to be? What are you trying to be? Because most humans are just trying to be a normal human being, which is okay if that's what you want, but that's not what they want. But they're doing that. Like, the reason why they're doing that, the society, the shit that makes them feel miserable, the reason why they're doing that is because it's more comfortable for them to do that. It's more comfortable to stay in the hell that you know than to go into the heaven that's unknown. Like, but I'm telling you, there is so many different perspectives of life, but no matter what perspective you see this at, laziness is a problem with everybody, with the entire planet, and we need to fix this, because laziness would solve if we removed laziness, it would solve everything. If you stopped being lazy, you'd fix your life. You'd first, before you can remove laziness, you have to see what the problem is. In order to see what the problem is, you got to look at yourself. And you got to realize that you're not perfect. You're not, yes, we're all God and blah, 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 but you're not fucking perfect. You're not God in the flesh. You're not some perfect human being who knows everything, who is everything. Yeah, but even if you think you know everything, there's things that you don't know. You don't know how to make beats. You don't know how to make music. There's always something that we could be doing. We could be moving. You think you made it to your destination, but you're just getting stagnant. And as you get stagnant, you start to get lazy. Laziness creeps in. You start to get comfortable, and that comfort then destroys your dreams. And then it's complicated because we think we want comfort, but as we go for comfort, we think that's what's going to heal us, make us feel better. But if you sit in comfort for too long, you're going to start feeling uncomfortable. So I think we just need to figure out ourselves, figure out what we need to work on, because if you're working your ass off, not being lazy, but working on the wrong things, you're still going to fuck up your life. Your life is still not going to change. If you work your ass off 24/7 to pick up these stones, you're going to have clear stones. There's not going to be any stones right here. But what does that did for your life? Because that's what people are doing. They're sitting at the river, removing the stones one by one every single day, and then they come back to the river, and they're like, oh my God, it looks so nice. And it makes them think they're doing something. But then when they go home, there's still a bunch of rocks and shit and fucked up things in their home. That's a metaphor, but what I mean is, people are working their ass off on the wrong things. And then they get home and get mad when shit's not picked up in their own home, when shit's not picked up in their own life, when shit's not picked up in their own mind. You gotta put that work in.